What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You guys there? Can you hear me okay? What's up? So, I'm currently in St. Thomas, thus the tropical environment. I'm on this little point here. And I had a challenge question I kind of threw out yesterday. I want to ask you guys here today. And it's kind of a thought-provoking question. And I'll have a follow-up question every Monday for the next 4 weeks, or this plus 3 weeks. And I'm curious, for those of you who are maybe on the struggle bus, what would happen if you woke up tomorrow and you were a certified millionaire? What would happen in, let's say, your relationships, your lifestyle, your finances, maybe your career? Like, what would happen? I'm curious. I asked this question yesterday in the community and got some answers. And it's very interesting. A lot of the answers are, oh, I'll do this, I'll do that, which is all good. I want you guys to think about it. I'm not going to critique anything just yet. But I want you guys to think about what would change in your life if you were to wake up as a millionaire in those areas for health and lifestyle, your finances, your relationships, and your career business. Obviously, if you have $1 million in your account, you can go find a $50 million house, and that million is gone quickly, right? So it's not unlimited amounts of things, but it's maybe more than what you're used to. So I want you guys to think about that, and then ask yourself, of course, I'll have a follow-up question next week, but ask yourself, are any of these things I can do now? I remember when my wife turned 40, I surprised her with a trip to Italy. And everyone's like, well, why are you doing that now? Why are you wait till you retire? And I'm like, well, my knees, my hips, my ankles, my moving parts may not be as limber as when I'm younger. And so I don't want to postpone happiness or have fun until later. It's like, if only I could have something, right? And the reason I'm asking this question is in my book, I talk about still people. You guys may or may not be familiar with the concept of a still person. It's something I termed. And the idea is you may have, I have people in my, we'll say family, not immediate family, but distant family, that are still broke, still complaining, still in the same job, still, right? Like, and I don't mean like a year or two later. I mean like 10, 20 years later, they're still in the same spot as when I first crossed paths with them 10, 20, even sometimes 25 years ago, including some people that were on my wife's side of her family, right? And we've been married almost 25 years. So shout out to those of you who are out there in Canada. We'll coming to Canada here in June. But I just want you guys to think about that. Like let's talk about health, right? Health and lifestyle. Like, for those of you who may not feel like you're in shape yet, or you want to lose some weight, if you got $1 million in your account, you kind of don't have any more excuses, right? And obviously the point is you don't necessarily have to have $1 million in your account to be in shape, right? You can do, I've been doing these power walks ever since, almost every day since September. And it's been interesting. A lot of times I'll call someone or chat on the phone. Sometimes I'm just alone with my thoughts. So when it comes to health and lifestyle, maybe you want to travel. Harold, myself, we actually met, Harold's on the other side of the world, and he lives like 10, 15 minutes from me. We met in Europe, in Croatia, believe it or not. And he lived, yeah. But things like, let's talk about like your relationships. Maybe you can forgive your brother-in-law who borrowed $1,000 and never paid you back. Maybe you can just like move on. It's like not a big deal anymore, right? So maybe there's some, spouses or children or some relationships that you can rekindle. If you don't have to worry so much about money and paying the bills and where's the mortgage payment coming from, and how am I going to put the kids through private school, like all the things that come up in life, right? Some of those are optional, some of those are required. But what about things like your finances? I know a lot of times, Harold, you mentioned this yesterday, was a lot of times people want to be a full-time trader, and that means nothing but full-time income. And I've learned that banks hate traders. They hate you. So you can have $1 million profit and they'll say, nope, I can't count that. Why? Because it's not regular income. It's not like a consistent paycheck. And so because of that, obviously you have to rethink how you're going to do things. And for me, I have other streams of income. I own some real estate. I own other things, right? Other investments that bring in money that the banks really like, that if I ever wanted to upgrade a house or upgrade anything and wanted to borrow a little money or whatever, I had that option, right? Doesn't necessarily mean I have to, but I have the option. And then, so that's the kind of thing I want you guys to be thinking about, whether or not, like what you would do in life, how life would change. And again, I'm here in St. Thomas. Look at this beautiful view. I'm staying up here in one of these red roofs on the top floor. But I'm headed here in about 2 hours. I'm headed to the British Virgin Islands. So I got to catch a ferry over there, which is basically way on the other side of all this, St. John over here. But I want you guys to think about that. It's a thought-provoking question. And if you would, go ahead and update the comments that are in the community from yesterday. If you just want to add to the comments there, we'll have all the comments in one place. And next week I can go live and I have a follow-up question, something for you guys to think about, so that you're able to maybe start thinking more about the future, right? And I might put together some kind of class or something to help some of you guys through some of this. Now, some of you guys may know that I figured out trading on my own. I took some classes in different communities, but I kind of figured out my own strategies. I don't really use anyone else's. I kind of made my own. But trading has provided certain income, certain lifestyle, certain freedoms for me. But some of you guys who know me well enough know that I also made pretty good money in software before I ever got into trading. So even if I never made money trading, again, multiple streams of income, multiple ways to the same path. But at the end of the day, a lot of you, what you don't really want it, you think you want financial freedom, but what you really want is time freedom that you can afford. Slightly different. Doesn't necessarily require a big, huge check, a huge chunk of money. But anyways, that's what I have for you guys. I love you all. I'll be doing these live broadcasts on Monday about the same time every week for the next umpteen weeks. Hopefully I can encourage you guys, and we will see you guys soon. Thanks.